Hey, what's good, y'all? Jay Bookie in full effect mode. Bun down is the sound. You know how we do. This is, of course, The Lounge Presents. We're live streaming on Twitch, and this is on demand on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Just a quick shout out to everyone that has been streaming the pod. Enough respect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We do what we can to help showcase and spotlight dope talent like this gentleman right here, who's just about to enter frame. There he is,
Yes,
enter
sir.
stage right. None other than the man himself, Big J.O. Mairs.
Hey. Respect for having me once again, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Hey, there's always time for you in the lounge, man. You know that.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. We were talking a little bit just before we went live about the conversation we're about to have, because the project that we're going to be talking about is very, very near and dear to Big J.O.'s heart, I'm going to assume. So let's get right into it. You've got this EP dropping when?
Tomorrow. So it'll be on
Tomorrow.
Bandcamp tomorrow, March
Nice.
14th. And then it'll hit streaming a little later in the month.
Dope. Yes, definitely. Those Bandcamp. Make sure you always hit up that Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Show that kind of love. But hit the streams too, most definitely.
Absolutely.
So this is essentially your "Isn't She Lovely" record.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. That's
An
it.
entire EP dedicated to the birth of your beautiful daughter, Maui. And congratulations to you and your partner once again.
Thank you. Much appreciated, man.
So she was born late December.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start right there.
Yeah.
Because until you have the opportunity to experience something like the birth of your child, I found, you walk through life with a certain, headspace. Your head top is a certain way. But then when you're witness to the birth of your child, everything, just the way you look at everything just changes.
Absolutely.
So let's start there. Right on birthday. That's it right there. How did you feel, man? How did you feel?
Honestly, man, it was a sigh of relief, really.
Okay.
To actually see her, knowing
Yeah.
that she came out, she was healthy, everything was good. Process wasn't too crazy as far as just the labor and everything for wifey. So, it was a lot of relief just that we hit that finish line, because it was a long 9-10 months of just anxiousness and waiting and hoping everything was going to go smooth. So when everything went smooth, it was very relieving, but there wasn't, everything didn't soak in yet as much, right? We were just like, all right, we're here, she's here. And then after a little while, it was like, oh man, she's here. So
Right.
yeah, that's kind of where my head was that day,
And everything went okay. Wifey was okay. Everything went through okay. Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. Now, before her actual birthday, did you do the first time father thing where you like spend 9-10 months reading every goddamn thing you can find about what you're supposed to do?
Honestly, I read a few things. I watched a lot of videos and but I didn't do too much, because I knew that regardless what you read and what you watch and look into, everyone's situation is going to be different. And all kids, babies specifically, are not going to all react the same way. You're not going to get the same experience as everybody else. So I didn't want to take too much in and have an expectation of, okay, this is going to work or this isn't going to work, because you never really know what's going to work or not work until they're here and you see what works and doesn't work, right? So
yes.
I didn't go too deep. I did have my moments, but I didn't go too deep in.
Well, you bring up a great point though, because the truth is you could do all the reading in the world,
Mm-hmm.
You could, but it isn't necessarily going to all apply
Exactly.
to your situation, right? So it's kind of like, okay, I'm armed as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know, we about ready for. Were you ready for it though?
Yeah, I felt so. I
Yeah.
felt I was ready for it. You know, like I'm older now. It's not like I'm like young running
Yeah.
around and have a situation like this. Like, you know, I'm grown,
Yeah.
established. You know, me and wife have been together for years, and it's like it wasn't like a whole big like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? We're both like, all right,
Right.
well, it's that
Right.
time now, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, man. So yeah, it felt ready for the most part. There's certain things you can't prepare for, and you just kind of got to go with the flow when it happens. But like,
Yeah.
you know, for the most
For
part,
real.
we felt ready. We were confident in the situation. You know.
Did you grow up with any younger, family around that you might have had a little bit of experience with?
Yeah. Not too much. Like a lot of my cousins and like friends of the family, like play
Yeah.
cousins, had kids. Like I'm not gonna say a lot of them, but a few of them did. So there's a few babies around that. You know. I spent time around. I have a couple of nieces that are grown now. They're both, 19, 22, like around those ages. So like, when they were younger, I spent a lot of time around them and just, adapting to, not adapting, but seeing how my relatives dealt with them. Right.
Yeah.
Wifey grew up with, her sister had 3 kids that she had a big hand in helping raise and dealing with a lot as well, right? So
Yeah.
we both kind of feel equipped enough to kind of know how to deal with kids.
Yeah.
It's more so just getting past this newborn, like young stage, but
it's a whole nother yo.
yeah. But as far as everything else, yeah, we feel pretty ready because we did come up with like a little bit of that experience, those chances to have that experience, right?
How did you adjust to the whole sleep schedule?
Honestly, early in it, she was sleeping pretty good. She'd wake up a couple times throughout the night, and like,
right.
I took some time off, so it's not like I had to like wake up to go to work or
dope.
for a good few weeks. I took a few weeks off in the beginning,
nice,
and just recently kind of got back into the groove like a couple weeks ago. So,
okay.
She has her nights, man. Some nights she's good. She'll sleep through most of the time. She'll wake up, get a feed and go back to sleep kind of thing. And then there's some nights she just doesn't want to go to sleep. Right. So adjusting to that is kind of just another one of those go with the flow things,
Yes.
Thank God for wifey. She deals with her mostly in the nighttime at this point now where I'm back to work.
Yeah.
If she's waking up and being fussy at night, like she's kind of handling that more so. Whereas before when I was off, we were kind of back and forthing it a little bit, right? But yeah, I mean, it hasn't been a crazy adjustment. I've already been like, I don't sleep super late or anything like that. So if I got to get up or, wake up a little earlier or wake up in the night or whatever, I can do it, But I definitely have learned about the compounding of it where if there's a few nights in a row where like you got to deal with something late and then you wake up in the middle of the night, but got to wake up early and you're fine through the day. But then when you got to do that a few days in a row, it's like, okay, now you feel it's starting to catch up.
Yeah, there's that catch up, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a catch up.
When you first found out that you were going to be a father, did the idea for the EP already start to germinate, or was it something that occurred as as the days went on and you slowly found inspiration in just all these new moments that you're experiencing?
I mean, like, I'm a very like when I make music, I'm usually writing about something that's going on. It's usually very life centered, a lot of my lyrics are experience centered, right? So like whatever's going on, like I'm always writing about whatever's going on, even if some songs don't come out or if some songs are just sitting in the vault. Like whatever's going on in my head primarily is what's mostly going to come out when my pen touches the paper. So like naturally, as the artist that I am, I knew like, okay, I'm obviously gonna make some music about this. I don't know if it's gonna be a song or an EP or a full length album or what, but like as soon as that happened, like naturally I know it's gonna happen. And I actually tried to like make a couple records at a couple points, like early in the game, like shortly after I found out, and like nothing was hitting. Like I just couldn't think of anything, you know, nothing was coming out, and I was like, it's not something I'm gonna force, right?
Right.
But yeah, definitely I feel like everything kind of started a couple months in when we found out the gender. So when I found out, you know, it's gonna be a girl and be a girl dad and having a daughter, all that,
Yeah,
ideas started flowing, or not even so much that ideas started flowing. It's like now my mind is working in a certain way because I kind of have an idea what to expect. Like I know I'm having a daughter, right? So then my thought process and things I started thinking about, it started becoming easier to, you know, put my pen to the paper and write something about how I was feeling about it, right? So yeah, after we found out the gender at the gender reveal situation, that's when the process really started of like creating the music.
How did you two decide on Maui's name?
Funny enough, I took it from Goo, Heavy G. Shout out my dog.
Hey, rah.
He had the idea of naming his he was telling me after he had his first daughter, so this is years and years back, he's telling me that one of the other names they were considering was Maui for his first daughter, and they didn't use it. And I was like, oh, I love that. That's a really nice name. Like if I ever have a daughter, I'm taking that, you know. And it always stayed in the back of my mind. And I was like, if no, and it was me and him and his bro, and I think there might have been another couple homies around, and they're all looking at me like, man, I have no daughter right now. Like this is years back, right? So I'm like, yo, if nobody uses that, if I have a daughter, I'm using it, you know. Then Goo had his second daughter, didn't use it again.
And
then you know, by the time me and wifey were like on a level where we're talking about like, you know, babies and baby names and stuff like that, I was like, yo, the name Maui would be, you know, really cute for a girl. She's like, I love that. So we're like, all right, yeah, cemented. If we ever have a daughter, this again is years ago. Well, I'm like, yo, if we ever have a daughter, Maui's more than likely going to be the name, right? And then lo and behold, time came, gender reveal, it's a girl. We just looked at each other, we're like, Maui?
You knew.
All right, yeah.
You
so
knew.
Shout out
awesome.
Heavy G on that one.
Hey, coming with a clutch. There you go.
Yeah, man.
That's so dope, man. That's so dope. How did the rest of the family, like how is the rest of the family and all the extended family? How is everyone reacting to the news?
Oh, everyone's happy, man. Everyone's happy because like we're both the babies. I'm the baby of the family. I'm the youngest out of my siblings.
Oh, the baby's having babies.
Yeah, and then
there you go.
Wifey's the youngest out of in her family as well. So we're both the babies of the family having a baby. You know, on my side, it's the first grandchild for both of my parents.
Oh, so that's huge.
Yeah, so they're super excited. You know, my brother and my sister, it's their first like official niece. You know,
there you go.
And then just the fact that we're both the babies having the baby, like everyone was super excited. Friends, family, everybody was super amped that, you know, that time was here.
That's awesome. I love hearing that, man. That's so awesome. You're going from run and gun season to dad era season.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to I was doing another interview yesterday, and I was telling them, it's still run and gun season because
of course.
I mean, I have this project. I have other projects coming this year. Goo has like 2-3 projects. We have another run and gun project. So as long as the two of us are active, run and gun season continues, you know?
Exactly.
But it's definitely that era.
Well, you brought up a great point. I mean, you are a storyteller. It's very obvious. So, I mean, going forward, I mean, you are going to end up writing about your daughter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Continuously going forward. So really, it's just part of run and gun, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, Goo mentions his daughters all the time, you know.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And it's just something that just happens when you have kids. I feel it's just, you know, it's gonna come up. it's gonna come up in your thoughts, in your thought process. So wherever it makes sense to mention or fit, then you're going to do that, you know. So.
I was a little surprised that you didn't self-produce the entire thing.
That was the game plan, actually. I was going to self-produce the whole thing. but that Kool-Aid the Rebel joint, Pray for Love.
Yes. Woo!
I was just going through beats one day and I played it and I was like, yeah, this has to be like, the idea started hitting me like as soon as, because he sent me that beat way before. Like he sent me a pack like a minute ago, a couple packs. And like there was a couple joints that I liked that I tucked aside.
Okay.
That was one of them. But it was also one of those things where it's like if I have a beat that I like, I might not necessarily have the idea of what I want to do with it right away. But it doesn't mean that I don't like it enough to rock with it. It's just when the time is right, I know I'll write something to it, right? So once I was in that zone, I recorded a couple joints for the project, and then I went through the beat list that I had of like all these other beats, and I heard that one, and the idea spilled right away. So I was like, okay, I got to use this, you know. But originally, I did want to self-produce the whole thing, but yeah, it didn't play out that way.
It's all gravy. It came out nicely sequenced, very, very dope joints, and every and if you're a parent, these songs are gonna hit. Trust me.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
Because what you do is you help recall the memories of, you know, if you're a parent, the early times when, you know, your child was younger.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a parent, this is gonna hit, because I was listening to like, yo, yes, I remember, you know, all these feelings that you're feeling, that you're expressing. Yeah. In there, totally.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I was hoping it would hit, because like I'm the new guy in this parenthood group. You know, I'm the new guy, so I didn't know how everybody else might have felt during their period of time, like early in the game. But like, this is what I wanted to leave behind in regards to, you know, this era. All right, so yeah, man.
And it you know what, it makes sense, because when parents discuss just being parents and discuss parenting, which is now going to be constant in your life for forever,
yeah.
It just makes sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It just makes total sense.
Absolutely.
Now, being a parent in 2025 is a whole nother.
Mm-hmm.
Even even for yourself, because, you know, our boys are older now, you know what I mean? So and they're like setting off on their paths and what have you. But I thought to myself, what it must be like to have a child in 2025 with, I mean, it's a different world, dog.
Yeah, it sure is.
You know what I'm saying?
It sure
and
is.
and I mean, not that it's any worse, but being a girl dad in 2025, it's a different world, man. There's like, did you and your wife feel any sort of reservations after the fact? Like, should we be doing this in this crazy world? Should we be like, you know what I
mean? Nah, we didn't really have that type of thought process about it.
Say word.
It's definitely a lot to think about, because like, we know the world's been going downhill a very long time, you know. But you know, we just kind of got to roll with it and do our best to make sure that she has a good head on her shoulders, you know, because that's really what's going to carry you through at the end of the day. Yes. And we know that we have limited amount of time to make sure of that, because once you get to that point where you're older and you're off with your friends are going to be your influence for the most part. We just couldn't give her the foundation to start with, you know, so that's it.
Yeah, you have a very important job. It's a very important job. I don't think the job of parenting can be, you know, overstood.
No,
because we're responsible for, you know, raising the next generation to be a better generation than our generation.
Yeah.
It's a major responsibility. But I mean, it's like, I can't front, like, fatherhood's the best thing that's ever happened to me, straight up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a joy that, you know, nothing you felt that kind of joy before.
Yeah, no, there's literally nothing like it. No, all my dad friends told me this. They're like, yo, it's nothing like it, man. When you become a parent, there's no feeling that can equate to it. And there really isn't. It's a lot of feelings mixed into one, but like, for the most part, it's just like, yo, man, I've never felt like this. Never felt like this until it happens, right? So
now, as a girl dad, Brethren, I'm sure you've considered this already, and I'm sure I'm sure the homies have brought this up. There's going to become a time when that girl's going to be dating.
Yeah.
You're ready for that?
Not now, but I got some years. I got some.
Yeah, you got some
I
time.
got some years to get ready for it.
You got some time.
I don't got to be ready for it now. She's young, she's a baby still. But
yeah,
I'm sure by the time that time comes, I'll be ready for it. I'll be ready for it.
I gotta give it up, man. Like we had 2 boys, so we never
Mm-hmm.
had never had to worry about that particular aspect because it's like I said in 2025, man. There's so much crazy shit out there, and as a parent, all you want to do, all you live to do, is protect those kids.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. It's wild, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't doubt that you and your wife will provide the solid foundation that Maui needs to set her up proper. You know what I mean? We've known each other for a quick minute, and I think I can safely say that you'll be able to give her the foundation that she needs to fucking swim through these crazy waters of
That's all I could hope.
It is wild.
Yeah.
Do you and your wife ever have moments where you look at how things are going now with like Gen Zs or Gen Alphas, because your daughter will be what, Gen Alpha or whatever
Alpha.
is after Gen Alpha?
I think Alpha. If I'm not
she'll
mistaken.
be right. So she'll be an Alpha.
Yeah.
And because things happen so fast now, Gen Alpha is gonna experience completely different world from Gen Z easily, which is obviously a completely different world from how we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And it's just going to be interesting, you know what I mean, to see the good and the bad, and how your child is able to navigate through that. You let go, but you're always gonna be there. Like, don't worry, I'm always here if you need to reach out. Someone's always gonna grab your hand. You know what I mean? Like that's the main thing. Now with the record, you express a lot of the thoughts that anyone who is becoming a parent for the first time has felt. Now, obviously, you have no reservations about expressing how you feel, but going into becoming a new parent, did you feel any, not necessarily reservations, but maybe a little anxiety or insecure about, whoa, now I'm expressing really deep thoughts about something that's really, really going to become a part of my life from time till now? Did you have any, were you feeling like, I'm not gonna give everything when it comes to my daughter? I'll give a little bit, but I'm not going to give you everything? Or were you comfortable enough to just bear it all and say, you know what, this is how it feels?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as far as what I put on the records, like I didn't really reserve anything or hold anything back, because it was more so about my feelings on the situation.
Yeah.
Right? I don't hold back a lot when I talk about how I feel about things when I make music. So in this case, it's like it was about my feelings more than anything. So there wasn't really too much to reserve, As far as her life, like I'm not gonna have her whole life intertwined with my music career, but like even like when I put the posted the one clip of her where you could actually see her face and had the song playing in the background, like now it's like I was talking to Eric Gordon, the guy who produced the joint Apples, also the engineer of the project, who also engineered and mixed and mastered all the Run and Gun music and all that.
Sir. Shout out
on that one. Yep. I was talking to him about it, and I was like, honestly, I would more usually be like, I don't really want to, but because she's so young at this point, like by the time summer comes around, she's gonna look like a completely different baby. She looks different every single day. She's in a real growing stage, and that was just like one of my favorite video clips, one of my favorite videos of her in general, and that's where we pulled the audio from for the song, right? So I was like, it's appropriate. Let me use this, and like there might not be another post of her face on my on my music page again. I mean, maybe, who knows what the future will hold. But like at this point, I was just like, yeah, I can do this, but I'm not someone who's, you know, constantly posting, oh, look at her now, oh, look at this, oh, look at where we are here, look at her doing this. You know? It might not be like that, and that's mainly because of the same thing we're always talking about. The world's getting crazy, man. The internet's a crazier place than the world is.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I'll be more reserved in that sense. But as far as, you know, talking about how I feel about things, like I didn't really feel the need to have to reserve or hold anything for this. I feel like I kind of said everything I felt like I needed to say for it.
And I mean, that's what the art is for you to be able to express yourself in any way that you want. That's exactly what it's for.
Absolutely.
Now you mentioned a couple of names. Who else is appearing on the EP?
I mean, it's just Kool-Aid the Rebel produced Pray for Love, and I also got my homegirl Layla Day lay some vocals on that.
Salute Layla Day. The vocals were solid.
Absolutely killed it. That's my dog. Like, shout out to her, man. Like, I kind of hit her up. I'm not gonna say last minute, but kind of last minute.
So last minute.
So last minute. Like, I got this project. Like, I'd love for you to put some vocals on this. I just sent it to her. She's like, all right, give me a minute. Because she's doing her thing too, right? So she's like,
of course.
I'm going to try to get it back to you. And then she kept hitting me. Like, I'd hit her up and she'd be like, yo, my bad. I haven't gotten to it yet. My bad. I'm like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. No rush. It's all good. Whenever you're ready. Because I know when she hits me with it, it's gonna be solid, right? So,
right.
And then she's like, yeah, I mean, I could get it done this day if that works. I'm like, perfect. Like, that'll be perfect. You know, she hit me back with it. I was like, perfect. This is amazing.
There you go.
So, shout out Layla on that. So, Kool-Aid produced that joint. Kool-Aid the Rebel, Soundsmith Productions, or Soundsmith Music Group. Shout out Soundsmith. But yeah, them two, and then Eric Gordon producing Apples. That's it. Outside of that, I produced the rest of the joints, and there's no other features or anything else on it.
Yo, it's a dope EP, man. Like, you know, after you sent it, I got a chance to sit with it, and I feel like I was listening to it a little different because I was kind of listening to it through, like, you know, my father ears, my parent ears, right? Because I'll be able to relate to it obviously so much more. And when you listen to it with your parent ears, it's like, fuck yes, dog. You speak for all of us, man. You speak for all of us. Jeez.
Oh, man, I'm glad it hit like that, man. I'm glad.
For real.
I wanted to hit. I made this one for the parents, for the father.
There you go. There you go. You know? Hell yeah.
Because I know, most of them will relate in one way or another.
Speaking of fathers and Goo in particular, did he pass along any advice for you?
Yeah, he's been throwing me little tidbits here and there all throughout the whole
nuggets
process,
here and there.
You know? Yeah, man. Because me and Goo, that's my brother, you know. So
exactly.
And yeah, man, he always has something useful to tell me here and there, you know, like, just throughout the whole process, man. So yeah, shout out Goo. He definitely has advice and
yes,
wise words to pass off.
Definitely. Yeah. So with you having a child now, one unique, I think, one unique trait that creatives have is in many occasions, if they have children, those children become creatives themselves. Mm-hmm. So if you know, later on down the line, after Maui's, you know, grown and you know, seen what's out there and what's available to her, if she came to you now, you know, 20 years later and said, yo, Pop, I'm gonna start writing, and I think I want to put out a project, and I think I want to take this serious, and I think I want to do what you did, Pop. What would you say to her?
Hey, man, anything she wants to do, I'm gonna back it for the most part, as long as it's nothing crazy, right? Especially if it's music related. I mean, I'll tell her, shoot for the stars with it, but I'll just make sure I can pass along any information.
Exactly.
I know. Anything I can pass off that's gonna help, because I already know, like,
you have so much to offer.
Yeah, I have a lot to offer, but also I know the game is gonna look 100% different between now and whenever.
Right.
Like, I've been in the game long enough to see it go through so many phases.
Yes. Oh my God.
You know, I already know it's inevitable that by time she gets to any sort of age where she wants to be creative, it's going to look completely different. Right. So I'll give her
That
whatever
is
knowledge I can in regards to what I know. And then just, I would definitely nurture it though. I would just let her know, like, the main thing is just having that good head on your shoulders and knowing who you are is the most important thing, because this industry's gross.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just if we're gonna be honest, if you do anything related to arts, just period, it's a crazy dirty game, like, all
Yeah,
across the board. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You
absolutely.
could be, you could be a painter
Yeah,
and
painter.
say the same damn thing,
Yep, actor. You could play
right?
an instrument. You could be a,
Yep,
a writer. You can, whatever it is. If it has anything to do with entertainment or art, you
yep.
know, there's gonna be things about it that are just like unsavory. Right?
Basically,
And that's just
you
that's just part of the game. But at the end of the day, I don't want it to discourage anybody from making art, because at
no,
the end of the day, we need the good art, man. And some people go through some wild shit to make sure that the good art gets delivered to us.
no, straight up, straight up. I can say this much. If your daughter ever, if your daughter chose to go down that path, and you ever have the opportunity to work with your daughter on anything,
Mm-hmm.
creative, anything like related to creative, ooh,
Yeah.
that's
No, she'll never have to pay for beats. I'll tell
I'm
you
saying,
that.
I'm saying,
Yeah, man.
because I know that, you know, parents who have the opportunity to work with their children in a similar creative field,
Yeah.
I mean, that then not only is that a new aspect to their relationship, but I mean, look at what you're doing there to be able to create with your children. Like, come on,
Wow.
can you ask for, you know what I mean?
It's wild. It's very wild.
Seriously, seriously.
Yeah.
But not whether she chooses to walk down a similar path or a creative path, but in another direction, I know you got her back all day, and
Absolutely.
I'll tell you this much: if she does, there's nothing like watching your children shine on their own on their own platform, on their own stage. There's nothing like watching that shine.
I can imagine.
Yeah, man, for
Imagine.
real. You got a lot to you got a lot to look forward to. I'm sure Goo told you already. You got a lot to look forward to, and I'm really, really happy for you. I'm glad that you were able to basically, this EP, like I said earlier, is your Isn't She Lovely? For anyone who doesn't get the reference, that's Stevie.
Yep, yep.
And he wrote that for his daughter. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Being able to write a project about your children is also a rare gift.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a rare gift, and I can't wait to the day that you're able to play for her,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna ask you what she think.
Yeah. I actually want to get it on vinyl and like give it to her
Right?
as a vinyl so she can hold on to a vinyl
Nah, for
for like,
real.
she has to have that forever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Get her a vinyl, get her a CD, get her a tape.
Seriously, special for her. Special for
Yeah,
her.
yeah. Special
Definitely.
edition.
God damn. So
Yeah.
the EP is named after Maui,
Yeah. I just called it Maui.
as it should be, most step, and it drops on Bandcamp tomorrow.
Yes, indeed.
Solid, solid. Man, y'all haven't heard it yet, but I'm gonna tell you. One, if you know Big J.O. and you know what to expect, keep coming. Trust.
Yeah.
If you're a parent, listen to this. He hits all the points. Trust. You will feel this record. If you're a parent, you will feel this record.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And of course, Run Gun Season 2 is still out. You guys are still promoting that.
Yep. Running Gun Season 2 is still rocking.
Hell yeah.
Heavy G Upside Down is still rocking.
Yep. Upside Down, no doubt.
Joshua still rocking.
Yes.
This
You guys,
season, yeah.
you guys are making it happen, and I mean, I'm not surprised in the least. I'm not surprised that for 1 second when you told me you dropping tracks, like, man, how many projects this guy trying to promote right now? But then when you said it's because why, I was like, Oh yeah, no. It makes total sense. Makes total sense. No. I would have done the same goddamn thing. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And me and Gu talked about it, man. It's 2025 is a real flood year, you know. We're both letting off a lot of music. Like, this is the first of maybe 4 JO projects you're gonna get this year.
Hell yes.
You're gonna get at least 2 or 3 heavy G projects this year. You're gonna get a run and gun project this year. So
no.
Yeah, a lot of music coming, man. We're gonna keep y'all busy.
Damn straight. And you know that they're gonna be up in the lounge space telling you all about it too.
Absolutely. And you know we'll be back. Whenever something drops, we'll be back.
Hell fuck yeah. You know.
Yep.
J.O., my dog. My dog for real.
You already know.
Respect. And again, congratulations to you and your wife. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, bro.
All right. Maui drops tomorrow on Bandcamp. Make sure you cop that.
Yes.
On behalf of the Lounge Presents, thank you again for tuning in. Thank you to Big J.O. You know how we do. Peace.
Peace.